Welcome to the Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Jazz music, I don't know any jazz songs, so we're singing jazz music. Welcome to the Daily Grind. That was not jazz. I'm sorry. I tried to do like, and it just sounded bad, so I just sang jazz music. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker. It's Tuesday around these parts, and I reckon around most parts, unless you're Wayno. Yeah, I guess if you're watching, everybody, thank you for joining us. I got Rusty with me on Tuesday. How are you, brother? You good?
I am good, man. I stayed out way too late last night watching what we're going to talk about on Tubing Tuesday here in a few minutes. So I was doing my crossword when I went to sleep last night, and I fell asleep on it. And I woke up with a puzzled look on my face. But I'm happy to be here. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I love it. I'm glad I knew we might not get one yesterday, so I'm not gonna lie. I was looking forward to that all day. Thank you, sir.
Happy to oblige.
We got, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. For one, the Grizzlies play the Utah Jazz tonight. And well, I guess the question mark should have come at the good day part. Should be a good day because at least the Jazz are tanking. But they play hard.
Yeah. Are we tanking? What are we doing? I don't know. We'll
I don't know. Let's talk. So we're going to be without John Morant again. We are also going to be without Brandon Clark. Those are the two big ones. We talked about that yesterday. Apparently Marvin Bagley got a concussion at some point in the 3 days off.
Yeah, man.
And Lamar Stevens is also doubtful with right shoulder. Is that bursitis?
Bursitis.
Okay. I was like, that's made up. I thought it was bursitis, and I was like, they made that shit up.
Yeah, we just make it up words at this point. No, bursitis, at every joint in your body, there are little what are called bursa sacs, small fluid-filled sacs that help lubricate, make sure the muscles glide smoothly. They're non-contractile tissues. You can't like strain your bursa, but if like overuse or like trauma or different things like that can cause it to swell. So that's what bursitis is.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, like I said on Twitter yesterday, man, like I don't know, are we doing like cage matches in practice? Because like all I could think was like Bagley walked in the gym yesterday and TJ thought, oh, I'm going to have to play Marvin Bagley. And then just like RKO'd him out of nowhere. And man, he's got a concussion. Can't play. Sorry about it, fellas. John Conchar, you're at the 5.
You're at the 5. Man, that's what it feels like because we were supposed to have an easy 3 days off. I don't know. I don't.
And, apparently then we had SummerSlam, Royal Rumble or something or whatever in the gym. Like I don't get it, man. It's just like most teams take a 3-day like break like that and they get healthy and they feel better. They get guys back. We start trending more towards the old Notes app injury report like we used to see last year. It's the wildest thing, Luke. Our luck has got to be some of the worst in professional sports.
It's quite bizarre, man. I mean, it's like fresh off the heels of us talking about how Marvin Bagley was going to be needed and probably more called upon due to the fact that we did lose Brandon Clark and our front court was going to need.
We've got to stop bragging about these guys, right?
Real, man.
On BC on Friday, we called out Marvin yesterday. Say you're up next. You know what, John Conchar, you're next.
You're next, John.
You're next, John.
Are we the problem? Are we the problem? I mean,
it feels like it because every time we hype somebody up, something happens to them.
I know. Hopefully, the Grizzlies are able to muster up enough to beat this Jazz team. This is one of the. I mean, God, it feels weird calling any game a surefire win at this point, but this is one of the lone games that I had circled on the final. I had us losing most. I mean, it didn't look pretty the final month, but this one was one that I felt safely penciling a W. If for the simple fact, I think that they do know how to tank quite well. Yeah. And if anything, the Grizzlies don't know how to tank well. Do we know how to do anything well right now? So maybe we can win.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, because this Jazz team is, they're bad. They're not good. But they've got some players, John Collins Sexton are good players. They got some guys that can bang, with Kessler and Filipowski's been playing well. Larry Markkinen can hoop when the NBA forces the Jazz to play him. I mean, this team, they're talented. I don't know. Like I'm just sitting here just thinking, like, in the last 10 against the spread, we're 2-8 and they're 4-6. I mean, they're 1-9 in their last 10. So this feels like a game that the Memphis Grizzlies might lose. Surely we don't, because we are the more talented team. We've got, even without Ja Morant, like, this team is very talented with Jaren and Dez still playing. I don't know, man. We got to figure out, like, what's going on with Ja's hamstring. It's just weird that we've gotten no injury reports or any updates about Ja. It's just gone from shoulder soreness to hamstring soreness to hamstring strain without really any kind of explanation. And this is key. Shout out Wayno and Grizz Girl and King Meeks for being in the comments early this morning.
Yeah.
We have been gifted some losses recently where the Grizzlies could make up some ground, and all we've done is just stub our toe on the coffee table and done nothing with it,
Yeah, like this game could be a gimme. Like this game, it should be like a, you know what, like if this Grizzlies team had their head on straight, they would see the gifts that have been granted them by the hoops gods from around the league this week, and they'd be like, you know what? We can beat the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, if you look around at, like, the teams that are ahead of us, the Lakers are 3-7 in their last 10. The Nuggets are 4-6 in their last 10, and we're 5-5 in our last 10. We have a better record than the teams above us. We're effectively tied with the Lakers. They obviously have the tiebreaker, but we go out and win tonight, and we could have sole possession of fourth in the West again. But on the flip side of that, we're only 2 games ahead of the Warriors, who are 8-2 in their last 10, and 3 games ahead of the Clippers, who are 8-2 in their last 10. So we're playing with fire right now. Like, we've got to get some wins, and this is one on. This is one you need to win tonight, because if you peek ahead, it's Oklahoma City, it's the Lakers. And it's Boston. Are our next 3 games, and, like, you've got to get a win tonight if you're going to hold any kind of court going in this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, because if you lose tonight, there's a chance you go 0-7 over that span. Is that right?
Yep.
And that's not.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It does
not spark joy.
No.
I'll say.
and I get that it's March basketball, but you can't go 0-7. You got to win one of those.
Like,
you got to win one.
It's like it was just October basketball. It's just November basketball. We're doing the same stuff we were doing back then, right? Like, we have got to find some toughness. Like, somebody has got to find their give a damn factor.
Yeah.
We've lost that in Brandon Clark. We're not even 3 weeks removed from, like, all I care about is winning. Again, we had the grandfather jersey retirement just 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago yet. Like, we got to find somebody that gives a damn. We've seen it from Scottie Pippen Jr. recently. He's been playing with a purpose. We'd seen it with Brandon Clark. Like, who else is going to step up, right? Is tonight the night that we get Demon Jaren back? Because he struggled a bit over the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
Desmond Bane, I love Desmond Bane, but it feels like when he goes for 40, we lose. So maybe go for like 30, 35 and let Jaren get it. Yeah, keep it a little bit lower, right? Don't get a tech. Don't go over 40, because we tend to lose when Desmond does those. But I don't know, Luke, who's going to be your guy tonight? Who are you looking for tonight to step up and be that X factor, that give a damn guy that makes us better?
Well, I really want to see. I'm tired of seeing on the internets. I'm tired of seeing people jumping on our 2 rookies because they're 2 rookies.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really, 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 they're getting minutes, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jalen Wells and Zach Edey are going to be getting lots of minutes this home stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I just would love to see them. Maybe I still think Jalen is a guy. I think he's the guy all this time. I'm tired of reading about the rookie wall. I'm tired of reading that crap. Like, Zach, I don't know. I'm not out on Zach Edey. I just want to see us play a way that favors the poor bastard.
That's the thing. Like, it's not a Zach Edey problem. It's a Taylor Jenkins and a scheme problem, man. That's exactly what it is. Because, like, we're not even 3-4 months removed from Edey being a double-double machine in November and December when we actually utilize him. And then his leash got short, and his defense has been a question. But, like, it's hard to get in a rhythm when you're getting yanked, so quickly. Like, Taylor's rotational changes and analytics are biting us in the ass pretty hardcore, pardon the expression, because we're just, guys can't get in a rhythm. And Zach Edey's been a big victim of that. This is year 7 of organized basketball, and the guy can't get in a rhythm to save his life. But when we leave him out there and let him play, he tends to play pretty well. And so Edie is one that I look to be good tonight. Wayno called it. I think Santi could have a big game tonight for us. Like, we need a Santi double-double, a 20-10 type night or an 18-12 type night for Santi. We're going to need somebody to step up. Yes, thanks for being here, Kendarius. Thanks for showing up, man. I think that Jaren we go as Jaren and John and Dez go for sure. But I think some of our X factors in Santi Aldama and Zach Edey need to step up and play big tonight against a team who's pretty long. Like, they're a tall, big team in Utah.
I was just looking. We played them a week and a half ago. We played them on the 12th. We won.
Mm-hmm.
They out-rebounded us by 21.
Yeah.
And we still won. So we're going to need big games off the glass from
somebody,
from Santi, from somebody. Not Jitty. Please don't be Jitty.
Jitty. I highlighted this a minute ago. I want to talk about this. We were resting players at the beginning of the year to save minutes so that they could play more late in the year. Now we're resting players as we're heading down the home stretch towards the playoffs. Kadarius, I'm not arguing with you. I think that could be what's happening. But I was told that we were conserving minutes at the beginning of the year so guys could play more now. What happened to that is my question.
They were talking about April, dude, not March.
Oh, that's the 7 games we have in April.
Yeah, dude.
The 7 games in April, not the gauntlet we've run in March. Because I remember when me, you, and Uncle Buck did the season preview, we looked at this month of March and was like, bro, this is going to be awful. We need to be healthy for this. And this is, that's completely my bad. I thought you would rest your guys early in the season for the hard stretch in March. I didn't realize we were talking about the 7 games in April. That's my
dude.
bad.
You're not on TJ's email memo because you don't like him.
That's my bad. Yeah. Coach, I'm so sorry. You clearly know what you're doing because it's going so well right now.
Oh, God, I love it. This is high snort. That's what we do. Also,
we're pinkies out with our coffee.
Pinkies out. Jitty Florida City.
DG, where Drew has a Jake LaRavia tattoo, DG's got a 46 tattoo somewhere. I guarantee it.
I love it. I love it. So real quick, who's starting tonight? We don't got to talk about this game that much because is it Luke? I think we start.
No, I think we should start Scottie Pippen Jr. I think we should start Dez, Jalen, Santi, and Jaren is how I would start it. Now, again, there's also a case for Jaren and Edie at the 4-5. But if it was me, I would roll out Pip, Desmond, Jalen, Santi, Jaren.
Yeah, I think I would do the same. I would either do that or have Edie be the 5 and get Santi your first guy off the bench as soon as you can.
Yeah, something like that. To me, I think you start off athletic, kind of run the floor a little bit, and then you kind of match up Kessler and Plumlee's minutes with Edie and let Jaren get out there with John Collins Sexton.
Yeah. So let's I don't want to talk about that anymore. We were mentioning our rookies earlier briefly, and so we're gonna the end of the season races are heating up. I feel like this race is still wide open. What I wanted to do was rag him. R.I.P. Rackham, really. I think I found out on Reddit that he passed away, and I got really sad.
That's sad.
Yeah, but I mean, he was old then. Rackham. Rookie of the year candidates. I did not do my homework. I thought I had the shout out NBA app. If you're watching, you don't work all the time. I can never get
it up right here.
You got it. Every time I get the ladder, it takes me like 40 million minutes to load.
All right. So current odds as of this morning have Stephon Castle as the favorite on FanDuel at -700. Alexander Sars second at +1100. Risha Shea fourth, and then back-to-back Grizzlies and Jalen Wells, Zach Edey.
Okay, let's. That's not our rank. That's not how I'm ranking them. Ranking them. So your rookie of the year candidates. Who? I don't care. You call me a homer if you want. You can do it. I still think Jalen has. When you look at draft position, when you look at what they're doing to contribute to winning, I get that he's not. I get that he's kind of plateaued as of late, but I still. What you look at as a whole, he would be my number one candidate for rookie of the year.
Yeah, it's annoying to me because Zach Edey had a strong case being built in November, December before he was criminally mismanaged. And so I still think there is a world that we have a little over a month of basketball left where Zach Edey could turn it around and make an impact. No Brandon Clark. He's that guy, gets the hustle, rebounds, figures out, starts blocking some shots. I know he's not the best at a rim protector, gets the offense going again. I think Zach Edey could make a push for it. I agree. Up to this date, though, you look at the body of work, I think it's really tough to go away from Jalen Wells. Yes, he's hit the rookie wall a bit and not scoring like he used to, but he's still a guy that's making impactful plays on defense. And Stephon Castle doesn't even start anymore. He barely plays defense. Castle's good, but this feels agenda-y that we're pushing yet another spur. Victor Wembanyama and now Stephon Castle. It's kind of pushing an agenda there a bit. Because, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with Stephon Castle's offensive game. But I just think if you look at it as a whole, I think that Jalen Wells has had a better rookie campaign. And maybe we are homers, but I think. And I agree. Edey on any other team with regular minutes would be a lock for this award. But the Grizzlies tried to get goofy and do some weird stuff. And this is where we are now. And if we'd just been normal, just be normal, Zach Edey's your rookie of the year running away.
Yes, I think that the reason this award is so difficult is because the Grizzlies are so abnormal. Because they ruin the NBA wants so badly to give this to somebody that was drafted in the top 5. They want so badly. That's what this is. They want to give it to one of those dudes. The Grizzlies mucked it up because Edey could have ran away with it had they played him correctly.
And that's the thing.
Jalen is running away with it. And the NBA wasn't ready for it because they were like, "Oh shoot, the Grizzlies drafted well again in a second." And the Grizzlies threw a wrench in it. I agree with you. I think it would be Edey's award. It should be Jalen, and it might not be either.
Agreed. And Stephon Castle starting now that Fox and Wemby are out for the season. That makes sense. He's going to run up some numbers, but still, Jalen Wells, I feel like on both sides of the ball has been the best rookie, but they're not ready to give it to the 39th overall pick. And if we had just been normal, you can't Zach Edey on literally any other team with literally any other head coach would be an absolute lock because he was getting so much momentum. And we know Taylor Jenkins loves to pick out white guys to play. And he looked at him and he was like, not you. That was Jake LaRavia. And then when he left, now it's John Konchar's turn. And it's just it's so frustrating because it was right there. And you could tell, a lot of the confidence that Edey had building up at the end of the calendar year 2024 is gone. And basketball is a rhythm sport. It's hard to find that confidence, that rhythm when you're constantly in and out every 3 or 4 minutes. And then you sit for 13 minutes and then he starts John Konchar at the 5 after a halftime break. I don't understand it. It's frustrating because Edey could have literally walked the dog with this award, but unfortunately, it's going to go to Stephon Castle.
Yep, I think that's probably the way it's going. Unfortunately, sucks because I don't know. It does. Everybody at the beginning of the season, everybody was like, "Man, if the Grizzlies utilize Edey correctly," everybody was like, he's going to run away with it if it's utilized correctly. But
agreed. But he wasn't. And now it's going to be Stephon Castle. And again, like I said, I have no problem. This is nothing against Stephon Castle. He's fine. He's a good basketball player. I just think we had an opportunity. Jaren kind of dropped the ball in the defensive player of the year. That's on him for not playing great lately. Organizationally, we dropped the ball on our rookies, especially Zach Edey.
Yeah. If they want to give it to a top 5 pick, Castle's the best one. I like him the most. He's got the best game. He plays. Dude is a MFer. The dude plays really
he plays
hard.
He plays hard. He's had 20 plus against us twice this year. Again, he's a good basketball player. Sar's fine on a bad team. Ricochet is very inconsistent. I feel like one night he's got 30, and the next night he's got another 0 for 18 night. Right? It's kind of there's no in between with him. But of the guys above him, Stephon Castle would be the most deserving.
I just think that we're aligned. We're aligned. It's could have been Edey, should be Wells, will be Castle, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're not even going to give this time of day.
And Sane's right. I don't know that we're going to have Jaren as an All-NBA. He has been the last 2 weeks when he's having an opportunity to really take that next step, he's faltered a little bit. Jaren's my guy. I love Jaren. Y'all know that, but he has struggled the last couple of weeks. And I think third team All NBA might be a pipe dream at this point. Unfortunately,
we might make a whole episode out of this one day this week because Saying I agree with you.
It's there. Yeah.
It's there. And it's going to be about how they lock in the rest. Like they got to lock in the rest of the way. You know,
We've got what, 15 games left. Like that's still a lot of basketball to make changes and make things happen. You know, again, I feel like Taylor Jenkins coaches in Grizzly World, Grizz Girl. That's what planet that John Conchar plays at the 5. We saw that just not even a week ago. But there's a path there. If Jaren can get right and figure out like what's been going on lately and have a strong finish, third team All NBA is not out of reach.
You know, speaking. Oh, look, this is interesting. Hashtag I have a theory.
Yeah, I said the same thing a few minutes ago. Like it was his at the end of 2024, and then Jenkins was like, "Nah, you're the wrong white guy. We're not playing you."
Yep, the paths are there for the paths are there for both these rooks. It's there. 11 games left. Jesus.
You know who the odds on defensive player of the year is now? Like the odds on favorite?
Dyson Daniels.
He is third.
Is it Mobley second?
Second.
Who's first? Who's been playing defense like a mug? Gonna make me mad.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Draymond Green. Minus 120. Odds on favorite. Evan Mobley is second. Dyson Daniels third. Jaren is now plus 3,000 according to ESPN Bet.
Oh man. You ruined my day. There's still paths. There's paths for you, Jaren. There are paths. There's paths galore. Let's talk about playoff paths because I don't want to talk about the path for Draymond to win jack poop. No mas. I had real fun with the onomatopoeia here. I don't know, alliteration. Projecting Memphis's playoff matchup. It's really hard to say really fast. Projecting Memphis.
PM.
We're probably going to be doing this regularly for the last 11 games just because the seeding is so razor thin. The margin of error these last, we mentioned earlier, we have gotten a blessing from these teams around us where
we should be in 6, but thankfully we're kind of holding on to that 5th spot.
We without a doubt should.
No thanks to ourselves, like to those around us. Shout out, right?
Yes. So right now, if the season were to end today, we would be looking at NBA app. What? Come on, give me that cute little. You update this daily. Just give me that cute little. There we go. Okay, we would be looking at first round series with the Lakers,
who would have home court. The Lakers would have home court.
Yes. Let me ask you this. Obviously, we would prefer to have home court. Obviously. If you're not going to have home court, who would you rather play? Would you rather be the 5 or the 6?
See, that's tough because
it's hard.
Denver is such a unique place, being the altitude being what it is.
Yep.
But we typically play well at Denver. But Denver's also where everything started going downhill a couple of years ago. So I got PTSD around the club incident there. The Lakers are like this hard because the Lakers technically without LeBron are a better matchup for us because they don't have any bigs that could really keep with us. But like I really want no part of Jokic in the playoffs, even though like they only have like 6 serviceable NBA players.
Yep. I said this is really tough. My dreams. If we could get the 4 seed, I want home court advantage. I'd rather have it against the Lakers than against the Joker.
Yeah, and I know that my illustrious co-host is afraid of playing teams like the Lakers and the Warriors. But like the great Ric Flair once said, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
You got to beat the man.
And you got to overcome that demon at some point. And so no AD, maybe a hobbled LeBron, basically their best post players, Dorian Finney-Smith. Like this is the least scary Laker team that we would have faced in the playoffs in a very long time.
I ultimately ended up, I don't want to have to go to LA. I really don't want to have, I want home court advantage. I call me selfish. I really want home court advantage. And it's like, if we're not able to get it, holy cow, man, like you're looking at going to Denver or going to LA. And it's like, I don't want to go either of those places. I would like to see LeBron come to our house. It's like you were saying, no bigs. Throw as many of your defenders you can at Luka and bank on the other dudes to kill you.
You tell Jalen
Rui might.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but you tell Jalen to go foul out on Luka, you tell Vince to go foul out on Luka, like you make his like you put that boy in hell, like put him in hell, and it can be done. Like again, like LeBron is back, but he's going to be hobbled. Like groin injuries can be really lingering and nasty stuff. You talk about like Wayno said a minute ago, like if you beat the Lakers, you talk about some momentum heading into an OKC series, like you would have some momentum, right? That could be some season salvaging, and so like. Wayno, you're asking hard questions. Are we going to defend the three ball? Like nothing over the last month and a half tells me that we are. I don't know. Of those two matchups, I prefer, and this is weird, I know, but I'd prefer the Lakers. Obviously, would want home court, but if it ends up being on the road, I'd rather go to LA than Denver.
Yeah, and I don't think the 2 seed is going to happen. I think for multiple reasons. I think the Rockets want it. I think the Rockets are like we were a few years back. They're playing for that. They want it. They want to show that they can do it, which is fine. You can have take whoever ends up in that play and take the Clippers, take the Warriors, take the T-Wolves. Those teams,
not the Clippers, because the Clippers will bully us like they typically do.
I don't want them. Like let the Rockets take them.
We talked real quick. Kawhi Leonard back. Like he's been playing really well lately. He's just back to the old like I'm going to beat you on both ends of the floor. I'm going to hit a three, emotionless, go down, pick your pocket, and get a dunk on the other end. Scored at all three levels. Like that Clippers team is dangerous.
It's been really nice. I mean, if you like ball, it's just nice to see Kawhi back. Because dude, for a while there, you're like, oh yeah, you were one of the best. It's like,
and then the guy who slept on that team, you're right, Kawhi Leonard, but like Zubac has been a double machine, right? Man. Like you just think like Domantas Sabonis is that guy that runs out there and like he's guaranteed to get a double. Like look at Zubac's numbers, he's the same thing. Like he doesn't just bully Memphis, like he bullies everybody. He's a quiet 20 and 15 just about every night.
Do not want to see them. Give me the Lakers though. Give me them. I don't.
Right. Of the LA teams, I'd rather play the Lakers than the Clippers. 100%.
That's where I settled. And it's like, I know we don't get to pick these things. Yeah. I would love to end up with the 4th seed, get home field advantage and beat the bully as it were. As Wayno said, I think I'm at the point where I want LeBron. I'm tired. I'm really tired of getting bullied by them. I'm sick of it. And
that's how you beat a bully. You stand up to him. You can't run from him forever, right? You got to meet him on the playground at some point. He's going to pour, a drink over your head, and that's fine. But at some point, bully, you punch a bully in the mouth and you see what happens.
Yep. That's enough about the playoffs because we still got 11 games left. And we're, like I said, we're going to check into this because odds are it's going to change. Looks like it's going to be pretty fluid, a lot going the rest of the way. But it is Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we tube, which is where we talk about what we're watching on TV. Because everybody has a TV, and there's a lot on. There's a lot of stuff to watch. I am happy to go because I have continued watching what I watched last week, and I have not got to talk to you about this.
Ooh.
I am in the middle of watching the show Paradise. I think Daniel might have mentioned it in the comments at one point. It's on Hulu. It's got the guy from This Is Us in it, Sterling K. Brown. He plays a Secret Service guy to the president. And basically it's like a whodunit. Someone gets killed and he's got to figure out who it was. And there's a twist at the end of the first episode that made me
lock in
hard, man. I've not locked into that show at a twist where I was in a long time. And I'm like 5 episodes in now, and it's really good. It's good TV. And I watched the first little bit of Love Is Blind. Those dudes are dumb. Dudes are so dumb.
Speaking of Love Is Blind, I watched the Bachelor finale last night. I got my first Bachelor season-ish. Yep, watched all the way through. It was a 3-hour episode last night. But we powered through on God because it's like Jesse Palmer up there doing his best to create as much drama as he can, and it's just like it was silly, but it was fun. It's a good time with Maggie and quality time with her. One of her shows, Trash TV. Juliana is her name. Yeah, Juliana won. She got a rose and a proposal, and she said yes. But brother, there was some drama. So there was 2 girls left, and one of them was dead ass convinced it was going to be her. And then when it wasn't, she was like, she quickly reverted back to some roots. Man, she was definitely like sassy at the end. It was like because Grant would say something, she'd be like, "Come on now." Like she was heated. It was amazing. Great drama, great TV. Awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, so finished The Bachelor last night, but I finally have been wanting to watch Gladiator 2 because Gladiator is like top 5 movie of mine of all time.
One of the best.
And it was fine. It was fine. I like parts of it. It was entertaining, but it was really cheesy. And I was like, I had higher hopes for it with Pedro Pascal in it and Denzel. And it's just like they kept reaching back to the original Gladiator and trying to pull it in to make it better. But I didn't love it like I'd hoped. It was fine.
Man, I don't know if we were the ones that ruined that for us. Was our bar too high? Because I felt the same way. I don't know if it's like I love Gladiator 1 is like, I mean, I think you
Top
took it in
5
our
movies
best
for me.
picture draft, and I almost shit a brick because I was so mad because it's just
I
like
love that movie.
it's one of the best.
It's a scroll stopper for me. If it's on TV, like I just stop and I watch it. I can't. Like Russell Crowe is perfect in that role.
Yep,
perfect.
Yep, everything about it. Doesn't matter what part I'm in. And I'm with you, man. I don't know if it's just it was just kind of a cheesy rehash of a lot of the first one. And I was like, come on, man. Denzel was good. I thought Denzel was great.
Yeah, he was a good bad guy. Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. Like he was fine. Like he was good. The cinematography was good. I'm a fan of art, and it was
really
good. Like the ship scenes was really cool in the Colosseum, and like they harkened a lot of like the Roman history and that. It was cool, but like, in the original Gladiator, there was like 1 or 2 dialogues that were just like plant your flag type. And I feel like they tried to do that like every 15 minutes. Like it'd get quiet and they'd be like, I have no right to speak, but I am. And then they'd go in this dialogue and it's like, well, if you don't have a right to speak, stop. Like you ain't got to do this. Like
they did put the main character in a jail cell for like 40 minutes. And I don't know why they did that. He would just be standing up, standing up.
I mean, that's it. I don't know. Like, again, like it felt like every 15 minutes, somebody would be like, I have no right to speak, but I will address the Romans. And it's like, you ain't got to.
You just said you didn't have maybe listen, read the room. Maybe
listen
don't.
to yourself.
I love it. So yeah, shout out. If you're watching Gladiator 2, people, come on the show. Defend the movie.
Come on.
Come on, Pedro Pascal. That's going to do it for our show today. If Pedro Pascal would like to come on the show, he's more than welcome. Please. Everybody have a good Tuesday. Watch the Grizzlies game tonight. We still got to support our boys. Even this game's at 8. So it's none of this 9:30 tip-off garbage.
Yeah, I might get to watch the first 3 quarters before my bedtime.
Might be nice. Go support them. Hopefully we'll be talking about a win tomorrow, which we will be back. Everybody have a good day. If we can leave you with anything like we do, remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little weird and remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have good days.